Hello, today we'll be talking about Charizard, the final form of Charmander, who evolves into Charmeleon, who evolves into Charizard at level 36. Charizard's past PYCE dates are March 3rd, 1996, December 23rd, 1998, October 13th, 2001, August 3rd, 2004, May 25th, 2007, March 15th, 2010, January 3rd, 2013, October 25th, 2015, August 15th, 2018, and June 5th, 2021. Charizard is the first Pokemon to have a dual typing, after having not had a dual typing in its previous members in its line. I mostly remember Charizard from the early anime when it wouldn't listen to Ash and often ignored his orders. I also remember one being in a cage match in Detective Pikachu. As for the designs, I love that Charizard starts off as a lizard in Charmander and becomes a dragon in Charizard. I'm unsure why Charizard X is black and blue, but I like it. It, particularly the wings, reminds me of Corviknight. Mega Charizard Y is a more logical evolution of Charizard. I really like Gigantamax Charizard. The wings of fire are so cool. I hope that they look that good in game. Let's look at the Bulbapedia article for more about Charizard.
Hello, welcome to the Bulbapedia portion of the video. This side here, so Charizard is the flame Pokemon. It's 0006. Here's what Charizard looks like, and it has Mega Charizard X, Mega Charizard Y, and Gigantamax Charizard. Charizard is a fire flying type, while Mega Charizard X is a fire dragon, and Mega Charizard Y is also a fire flying. Its abilities are Blaze with its hidden ability Solar Power, through Mega Charizard X rather, it's Tough Claws, and Mega Charizard Y has Drought. Gender ratio is 87.5% male and 12.5% female. Its catch rate is 11.9%. Its egg groups are Monster and Dragon. Its hatch time is 20 cycles. Its height is 5'7", or 1.7 meters. Its weight is 99.5 pounds, or 90.5 kilograms. As Mega Charizard X, it has the same height, but is now 243.6 pounds or 110.5 kilograms. Same height with Y, but now it's 221.6 pounds or 100.5 kilograms. Gigantamax Charizard, it's 91 feet and 10 inches, or maybe over that, 28 meters, or maybe over that, and we don't know its weight. Its Mega Stone is either Charizardite X or Charizardite Y. Its base experience yield is in Gen 1 through 4 was 209, and now 5 and plus, it's 240. That's 31 increase. Level rate is medium slow. EV yield is 3, now it has 3 in special attack. Its shape is that, footprint is that. Pokedex color is red. Other forms may have other colors, which is interesting because there's very little red on Charizard. Base friendship is 70. These are its external links. Charizard is a dual-type fire-flying Pokemon introduced in Gen 1. It evolves from Charmeleon, starting at level 36. It's the final form of Charmander. Charizard has 3 forms: Mega Charizard X, Mega Charizard Y, and Gigantamax Charizard. It can Mega Evolve into Mega Charizard X using Charizardite X, and Mega Charizard Y using Charizardite Y. And can Gigantamax into Gigantamax Charizard if it has the Gigantamax factor. Charizard is the game mascot of Pokemon Red and the remake Fire Red, appearing on the box art of both games. Along with Pikachu, Talonflame, and Decidueye, Charizard is one of 4 partner Pokemon available through the Unite license in Pokemon Unite as of version 1.12.1.2. Biology. Charizard is a draconic bipedal Pokemon. It is primarily orange, with a cream underside from the chest to the tip of its tail. It has a long neck, small blue eyes, slightly raised nostrils, and 2 horn-like structures protruding from the back of its rectangular head. There are 2 fangs visible in its upper jaw when its mouth is closed. 2 large wings with blue-green undersides sprouts from its back, and a horn-like appendage juts out from the top of the 3rd joint of each wing. A single wing finger is visible through the center of each wing membrane. A Charizard's arms are short and skinny compared to its robust belly, and each limb has 3 white claws. It has stocky legs with cream-colored soles on each of its plantigrade feet. The tip of its long, tapered tail burns with a single sizable flame, which can intensify to a blue flame if Charizard is irritated. Charizard flies in search of powerful opponents to battle. Its fire will burn hotter as it gains experience. Its fiery breath is capable of melting boulders and massive glaciers, and has known to accidentally cause forest fires. Though its fiery breath is hot, it never turns it on an opponent weaker than itself. Charizard typically inhabits mountains and valleys, such as the
Charizard
Valley in Johto. The anime has shown that only a weak Charizard would show off its powers. It also showed that Charizard can swim underwater, with Pokemon origins further showing that the flame on the tip of its tail can still keep the burning underwater. Charizard's wings can carry it to an altitude of 4,600 feet, or 1,400 meters. Charizard lives in herds with Charmander. Aww. As shown in Pokemon Sleep, Charizard is known to sleep in an incredibly relaxed position. I'm assuming it's supposed to say this is because Charizard is very confident in its own power. Some Charizard that are occasionally seen sleeping flat on their back may be a sign that Charizard is very strong. Even though Charizard originally couldn't learn the move Fly, trainers have been shown riding Charizard in official artwork dating back to the original Cardus trading cards of the year 1997. Ash himself was shown riding his Charizard already in the second season of the original series of the anime. Eventually, in Pokemon Yellow, Charizard became able to learn Fly, and has since been frequently depicted as a Pokemon able to carry people on its back to fly them to distant areas. In Alola, Charizard is a ride Pokemon called Charizard Glide, being used by the natives to fly around the region or make deliveries, and that's shown up here. Through this image. Forms. Charizard has 3 alternate forms: Mega Charizard X, Mega Charizard Y, and Gigantamax Charizard. Both of Charizard's Mega Evolutions feature a shorter snout, white vertical split pupils, and a bright underside reaching the lower jaw. Mega Charizard X. As Mega Charizard X, its body and legs are more physically fit, though its arms remain thin. Its skin turns black with a sky blue underside and soles. 2 spikes with blue tips curve upwards from the front and back of each shoulder, while the tips of its horns turn blue and curve slightly upward. Its brow and claws are larger, and its eyes are now red. It has 2 small fin-like spikes under each horn, and 2 more down its lower neck. The finger disappears from the wing membrane, and the lower edges are divided into large rounded points. The third joint of each wing arm is adorned with a claw-like spike. Mega Charizard X breathes blue flames out of the side of its mouth, and the flame on its tail now burns blue consistently. And it's said that its new power turns it black and creates more intense flames. Oh. Mega Charizard Y. As Mega Charizard Y, it becomes sleeker in appearance but retains its normal coloration. It has 3 pointed horns on the back of its head, the middle of which is longer. The snout has larger fangs and a ridge on the nose. Its neck is shorter, but its torso is thinner and longer. It features longer digigrade feet. Its hands are less developed, with extremely shortened fingers that are no longer separated from each other. Small wings develop on its wrists, while the ones on its back become larger, lose the wing finger passing through their membrane, and end up with ragged edges. The back of its tail has a large spike at the base and 3 smaller ones near the tip, which now burns with a longer flame. Mega Charizard Y is said to have the incredible flying prowess that is greater than a jet fighter. Wow. These are the, the 2 different forms it can take on. You gotta compare them, and the wings, and the... Yeah. Gigantamax. As Gigantamax Charizard, it becomes more physically fit. The lower part of its body glows white, with several yellow diamonds located on the lower belly. There is also diamond-shaped spots located on the front legs. The claws located on its hands and feet become longer and sharper. The feet become longer and digigrade, retaining small glowing soles under the forefeet. The sclera of the eyes become yellow. The glow of the flame can be seen in the mouth. And the teeth grow, with lower front teeth and 3 teeth in the middle now protruding when its mouth is closed. The flame on the tail extends out and has red clouds surrounding it, like the clouds most other Gigantamax Pokemon have. 2 flames sprout from its horns, and its wings are transformed into literal flame wings extending to the shoulder blade. These colossal flamed wings were created from the energy of Gigantamaxing and are hotter than the magma. Gigantamax Charizard uses these flames to burn its opponents. The flames within Gigantamax Charizard burn hotter than 3,600 degrees Fahrenheit or 2,000 degrees Celsius. That's quite hot. And increases in temperature when it roars. Oh my god. So then these are the Mega Charizard X and Y. You can see Gigantamax Charizard, but we have a same with this. It actually looks pretty cool in the anime. Gigantamax Charizard is the only known Pokemon capable of using the G-Max move, G-Max Wildfire. Evolution, Charizard evolves from Charmeleon and is the final form of Charmander. Yeah, and you can see that here. Okay. So we're skipping past the anime. This is, Ash's Charizard. And then you got, of course, these guys in the anime. And yeah. Yep. And the Terras, which we haven't even really talked about yet. But I'm sure we'll get back to it at some point. Maybe just in the streams, to be honest. These are a bunch of appearances. Okay, now we're at the Pokedexes. This is episode 105 in Ash's Pokedex. This is about its move, Dragon Rage. Rage, one of Charizard's most powerful attacks. Rage attack usually has a devastating effect on its opponents. In episode 248, this is about Charizard now in Ash's Pokedex. Charizard, the flame Pokemon. Charizard's powerful flame can melt absolutely anything. In the black and white episode, 116, this is Charizard again on Ash's Pokedex. Charizard, the flame Pokemon. Charizard is a flying and fire type. When competing in intense battles, Charizard's flames become more intense as well. And then this is, I guess, Red's Charizard, and then yeah, that's the Mega. I remember this and the Origins. I didn't watch many episodes of the Origins, but I remember like people talking about this and how it felt like this series was basically just to promote this new feature, and maybe it was. I don't know. Then we got Pokemon Generations and Poketoon. Yeah, we got all these things. Oh, okay. Then we got in the manga here, all these different Mega Charizard Y, Charizard, Mega Charizard X, Gigantamax Charizard. Wow, it's amazing. They still, wow, okay. Okay, then we got it in the TCG. Oh, we got a whole, paragraph now. Okay, well, we gotta talk about this, then. Charizard's first released TCG card, which, as part of the base set, was widely regarded as the height of popularity of Pokemon as the best card ever. This was because of its powerful attack Fire Spin and useful Pokemon Power Energy Burn, which allowed it to convert any energy attached to it to fire energy. Fire Spin needed 4 fire energy and could deal 100 damage, knocking out the majority of Pokemon cards. In addition, it had the highest HP then, at 120. Individual Charizard cards were sold up to as much as 150. First edition cards of this dwarfed this price at one point, breaking the $1,000 US price point. This Charizard card was reprinted in the Wizards of Coast Base Set 2 and the Legendary collection sets, and released again in updated artwork in the Stormfront expansion. And the TFG, again, I'm not going to talk about that. Okay, now we go to Super Smash Bros. Series. Oh, it's got its own article. I don't even get to do, the whole thing like I've done with the last ones. Okay. Yeah. Charizard appeared as a Pokeball summon in Super Smash Bros. And Super Smash Bros. Melee before becoming playable as a part of the Pokemon Trainers team, and so in Super Smash Bros. Brawl and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, as well as solo playable appearance in Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS/Wii U. And you've got so that's what it looks. Oh, that's what it looks like. The Pokken Tournament. We'll talk about that. Pokken Tournament. Charizard is a power type playable character in Pokken. Moves can it can use include Flamethrower, Fire Punch, Flare Blitz, and Seismic Toss. Upon entering Synergy Blast, it Mega Evolves into Mega Charizard X and can use the Burst Attack and Searing Blaze. Pokemon Unite. Charizard is playable through obtaining a Unite license. It is a melee all-arounder that starts as Charmander and evolves into Charmeleon at level 5, which evolves into Charizard at level 9. As I mentioned in the Venusaur video, that's much faster than how it is in the games, and I wish it was that fast, but fortunately it's not. So here it is in Unite. Here it is in, I guess, the music video for Celestial, rather. I guess it's like an Ed Sheeran song? I don't know. Game data, NPC appearances. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Charizard is a member of Team Act. Pokedex entries. In the red and green, the Japanese ones, the entry was originally untranslated into English and was reused in Pokemon Fire Red. For red and blue, this is Gen 1, by the way, Spitfire that is hot enough to melt boulders, known to cause forest fires unintentionally. Yellow, when expelling a blast of super hot fire, the red flame at the tip of its tail burns more intensely. Obsidian, its fiery breath reaches incredible temperatures. It can quickly melt glaciers weighing 10,000 tons. Wow. Now Gen 2. If Charizard becomes furious, the flame at the tip of its tail flares up into a whitish blue color. Silver, breathing intense hot flames, it can melt almost anything. Its breath inflicts terrible pain on enemies. Crystal. It uses its wings to fly high. The temperature of its fire increases as it gains experience in battle. For Stadium 2, this is the same. This is the same as Gold. This is Ruby in Gen 3. Charizard flies around the sky in search of powerful opponents. It breathes fire of such great heat that it melts anything. However, it never turns its fiery breath on any opponent weaker than itself. In Emerald, a Charizard flies about in search of strong opponents. It breathes intense flames that can melt any material. However, it will never torch a weaker foe. Fire Red, its wings can carry this Pokemon close to an altitude of 4,600 feet. It blows out fire at very high temperatures. While Leaf Green is very similar to the first ones here in America, it's a little different, so we'll read it. It spits fire that is hot enough to melt boulders. It may cause forest fires by blowing flames. In Gen 4, Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, it is said that Charizard's fire burns hotter if it has experienced harsh battles. Heart Gold and Soul Silver are the same as Gold and Silvers. And Black, White, Black 2 and White 2 and Gen 5 are the same as Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. For Gen 5, X is just the yellow Pokedex again, and Y is the Fire Red Pokedex again, so I'm not going to read either of those. And Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire are the same as their counterparts. In Gen 7, for the Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, when this Pokemon expels a blast of super hot fire, the red flames at the tip of its tail burn more intensely. And for Mega Charizard X, the overwhelming power that fills its entire body causes it to turn black and creates intense blue flames. For Mega Charizard Y, its bond with its trainer is the source of its power. It boasts speed and maneuverability greater than that of a jet fighter. For Gen 8, Sword and Shield, the original Charizard, is the same, and similarly, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, they're the same as their counterparts, so I'm not going to read any of those. But now we have Gigantamax Charizard in Sword. This colossal flame-winged figure of a Charizard was brought about by Gigantamax energy. In Shield, the flame inside its body burns hotter than 3,600 degrees Fahrenheit. When a Charizard roars, that temperature climbs even higher. In Gen 9, Scarlet, if Charizard becomes truly angered, the flame on the tip of its tail burns in a light blue shade. Violet, it uses its wings to fly sky high. The more experience it gains in battle, the greater the temperature at which its flame burns. Here is the image of it in the Blueberry Pokedex. Kind of a little disappointed that it wasn't with a family like Venusaur was, because they mentioned earlier in the article that, you know, it hangs around Charmander, so that would have been nice. But I get it, it's a cool pose for a cool Pokemon. Anyway, so now we've got the game locations, which I won't talk about again. Yeah, okay, and then, yeah, got the side games, you got the events. Okay, held items. Pokemon caught in Gen 1 must be traded to a Gen 2 game in order for a held item to appear, and then if you trade it from red, blue, and yellow, you get a bitter berry 100% of the time. And now it's stats. For the stats, I'm gonna come back to this in a camera mode, because I'm going to compare the three. I'll take like a screenshot of them and, you know, mess with that so I can kind of compare the three. So, yeah, we'll move on, and then, yeah, you'll see that later. Okay. Pokeathon stats. These are what these are. Yep. Type effectiveness. This is... Oh. Charizard and Mega Charizard Y have the same, apparently. So... It's damaged normally by normal, flying, poison, ghost, psychic, ice, dragon, and dark. Weak to rock, water, and electric. For rock, it's ×4, which is the first quadruple we've had in this series so far. Water and electric are ×2. Immune to ground, which is also our first immunity in the series. It's resistant to fighting, bug, steel, fire, grass, and fairy. It's resistant for half for fighting, steel, fire, and fairy, but a fourth for bug and grass. As for Mega Charizard X, so it's damaged normally by normal, fighting, flying, poison, ghost, water, psychic, ice, dark, and fairy. So we moved fighting, water, and fairy to this category. Week 2, ground, rock, and dragon, all for ×2 now. We've moved dragon from normally to week 2. We've reduced the rock. We've moved ground to immune to week 2. Dragon from normally down to week 2, now it's immune to nothing. It's resistant to bug, steel, fire, grass, and electric, all for half. Well, except for grass and fire, which is a fourth. So the only one that was added was electric, which went from double to half. That's impressive. So it's learn set. Scary Face is its first move that we'll be reading. So Scary Face, Fire Spin, Inferno Blade, Flare Blitz. And here are all the, you know, categories and stuff, so, yeah. By TM, I'm not going to read these. You can, yeah. But, yeah, okay. By breeding, it gets Ancient Power, Belly Drum, Bite, Counter, Dragon Rush, Dragon Tail, Iron Tail, and Metal Claw for each of these groups. Okay. For Fire Evolution, you get False Swipe from these two. Yeah. Cool. Its anime-only move is Tackle in Pokemon Double Trouble. So then the side game data, you got all this, and all this, and then we've got, of course, Pokemon Ranger here. Charizard breathes super hot flames that melt ice and incinerate even steel. And then Shadows of Olmia, I think. It spits blobs of fire. It also lets loose expanding rings of fire to attack. Then in Guardian Signs, it attacks by launching fireballs as it flies around quickly. Okay, these are all these guys. Okay, then in then in Pokepark Wii, Pikachu's Adventure, Charizard values the ancient promise in the Granite Zone. Watch him whoosh through the sky playing Salamance's Air Ace. In Pokepark 2, he loves nature and Pokemon in the Arcane area. He wants to protect the Arcane area. Interesting, okay. Okay, you got all these. Let's roll in these games. Yep, you got, yep. Okay, now we've got the new Pokemon Snap Photo Dex entry. Charizard form herds with Charmander, and they all live together near the volcano. The flames they breathe are as hot as the lava around them. Aww. What are their I don't think, wait, were there? I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, so then we've got the costume, the clone, which I think, is a reference to the first movie. I mentioned that, but it was kind of quiet, so apologize if you didn't hear that. But yeah, moving on. Okay, so then, from data, you get Mega Evolution, so you know these and that. For Gigantamax, you need the Dynamax band, as well as it having the Gigantamax factor, and that lasts for 3 turns. Yep. Of course, we got the evolution data again, and then you know rare candies to evolve them. Yeah. Okay, now we're on its sprites. Whee! Okay, so now we get to see the shiny. This is actually pretty interesting because it actually started off as a purple shiny with green wings, and then in Gen 3 it became a black Charizard with red wings. So, yeah, that's cool. And it kind of stayed that way. I think, well, yeah, it kind of became a little bit in between, sort of a purplish black here in Gen 4, being with more of a sort of a burgundy wing color. And it kind of stayed that way in Gen 5. And of course, these are the Megas. You get to see, oh, that's cool. So then it became kind of black and red again. And we get to see the Mega. Yeah, the Megas, they're shinies. So it becomes sort of this green with red there, wings, yeah. And then for the other one, we've got this sort of, oh, purple, and oh, that's a nice reference to the original shiny. It's more purple, and that's very sweet. Yes. And of course, we've got Sun and Moon. Of course, these guys again, they're all their shinies. Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, and then their shinies. It's much easier to see. Okay, and Sword and Shield, you get to see these sprites. And the Gigantamax, that actually looks really cool. Yeah, I hope in-game it looks, you know, is good. Okay, then Cross-Generation Home. We got these, the other shinies. It's just a 3D version of the 2D art. And I noticed this is what, you know, and it's, for some reason, the latest games don't have sprites on here yet. I don't know if it's like a lack of usable data or something. Yeah, I don't know why there isn't an image for their latest game sprites, but yeah, there isn't. So then this is the Fire Red Leaf Green credits, Charizard. Now on to trivia. So we already read this in the Charmeleon entry, so we'll skip it. Charizard and Mewtwo share several Mega Evolution similarities. Both Pokemon are the only ones who to have two Mega Evolutions instead of one. Both of their Y Mega Evolutions are introduced before their X ones. Both Pokemon change their typing in their X Mega Evolutions while they remain the same in their Y Mega Evolutions. Both X Mega Evolutions are physically oriented, while their Y Mega Evolutions are specially oriented. Prior to Gen 6, Charizard and Rhyhorn shared the same cry. This cry was updated and reused for Mega Charizard Y. Charizard holds the distinction of being the first Pokemon to appear in the Japanese version of the Pokemon anime, as it's the first one to appear in the opening. However, outside of Japan, Mewtwo is the first to appear. Yep. Charizard is the only Pokemon in the Super Smash Bros. Series that transitioned from a Pokeball Pokemon to a playable character. So I already read this one, so I'm going to skip it. Charizard was the focus of a Pokemon Center promotion in April 2010. Mega Charizard Y has the highest base special attack of all Fire-type Pokemon. Charizard was the inspiration from the naming of Chelicola Charizard, a species of stem-nesting bees. The discoverer, Spencer K. Monkton, was inspired to name the species after Charizard thanks to its mountainous habitat and the orange coloration found in the first specimen he just observed. Aww. Charizard is the only Pokemon not in the Alolan Pokedex to be a ride Pokemon in Sun and Moon, where it is unattainable via normal gameplay, and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Weird, okay. Charizard is the only non-Galar first partner Pokemon to be in the Galar Pokedex in the base game of Sword and Shield. Charizard is the most common Pokemon found among champions, being used by 4 of them. Because of its beauty and elegance, Driftveil Drawbridge is also referred to as the Charizard Bridge. Charizard, its pre-evolution evolved forms in Mega Charizard X were designed by Atsuko Nishida. Charizard is Nishida's favorite Pokemon. Well, you wonder why got a Mega Evolution then. In the Pokemon Year Poll held by the Pokemon Company in 2020, Charizard was voted the most popular Gen 1 Pokemon, receiving 9,968 votes. It was also the fourth most popular Pokemon overall. The current design of Shiny Charizard was first seen in the official art from 2001, being released between the releases of Pokemon Crystal and Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. I'm assuming that's what this is. Yes, I'm assuming that's what this is referring to. Oh, and this is the Battle Chess. These should be much lower on the article. Charizard appears in Pokemon Battle Chess. It behaves like a bishop piece in chess, but also can move 1 square backwards. Pokemon series Diamond and Pearl is the only anime series to not feature a Charizard in any capacity. Wow. In Generation 9, Charizard is unable to learn both Metaclaw and False Swipe, Via TM, while it's pre-evolved, pre-evolutions can learn False Swipe, and Charmander can learn Metal Claw. Charizard is the first Pokemon species in the anime to use all major battle gimmicks as of Gen 9, doing so by Mega Evolving and Mega Evolution Special 1, using a G-move in Run, Heroes Run, Gigantamaxing and Flash of the Titans, and Terrasolizing and Fly Waltrill. It's gotta be a new one. It's gotta be one of the newer episodes. Yeah, with the new cast, because that was this generation. Yeah. Interesting. Origin. Charizard may be based on European dragons, which are heavily associated with the element of fire in European folklore. This draconic appearance would later be reflected in the fire dragon typing of Omega Charizard X. Like its pre-evolved forms, it may also take inspiration from lizards, dinosaurs, and the mythical salamander. Its English and Japanese nomenclature may refer to how Western dragons are heavily inspired by lizards and other reptiles. Charizard, yeah. And Lizard Dawn. Name origin. Charizard may be a combination of char, to burn, and lizard. Obviously. Okay, Charizard may be, Lizardon may be a combination of lizard and either dragon or dawn, a suffix common in dinosaur names derived from the ancient Greek word for tooth. Here it is in other languages. Here's the see also. Here's the references, and here's the external links, including the Super Smash Bros. Series thing. And of course, you got the end ones. Hello, we are gonna look at the stats now. So its HP is 78, and that stays the same among all of them. Its attack is 84. For Mega Charizard X, it goes up to 130, but for Mega Charizard Y, it goes up to 104. Its base defense is 78. It goes up to 11 for X, but stays the same for Y. Special attack is 50, or is 109. Then that goes up to 130 in X, and special attack is 159 in Y. Special defense is 85, which is the same as X, but in Y it becomes 115. Its speed remains the same, so then the totals between each of them are 534, 634, and then 634 as well. With the, these gain only 100. And this says this Pokemon special base stat in Gen 1 was 85.
Now let's watch Charizard's first appearance in the anime.
Hello and welcome to the anime portion of the video. We are watching Primeape Goes Bananas. In this episode, Ash, our main character, and his two traveling companions, Brock and Misty, who are gym leaders in the games, or in the Kanto games, I should say, have found themselves in a situation. A Mankey has stolen Ash's hat here. This is not, and he's going to explain that it's an Expo hat, and then we'll see Charizard's first appearance at a Pokemon Expo. Apparently is a thing. I don't know.
I can't replace that hat! I wanted
He
it
says
official
proceeding to
Pokemon
replace
League
it
Expo.
several times in
You
the
know
anime.
how tough it is to get one of those hats?
An official Expo hat? Oh.
There's the Mankey with his hat. But yeah, so that was the scene. I hope you enjoyed. We'll go move on.
Now let's watch Detective Pikachu.
Hello and welcome to the Detective Pikachu portion of this video. Context and all that stuff now. This is Detective Pikachu, or as I like to call it, Detective Charizard, because it's all the frames with a Charizard. There's a little asterisk in this one, because there's a Charizard on the official police uniforms, so they're kind of sort of just exists, presumably, and then there's one on like a little logo later for like a car, so it's not like, it's a little bit loose on that, in that way. So yeah, this is a very long video, so yeah, I don't know how much you guys are gonna actually see, but yeah, so let's move on. So this is, sorry, I should explain. So we are in Rhyme City, a city where a Pokemon and humans can go exist. We are about to go to the, this is Tim, our main character. He's about to enter the police station after finding out that his father, who lives in Rhyme City, died in a car accident. He doesn't live in Rhyme City. He lives in a different town. Anyway, let's get going.
It's a bit more obvious on this logo. I mean, it's kind of still difficult to see. It's like a little thing here, and then there's the logos over there. And that's Lieutenant, yeah, I guess just explain who he was. That's Snubble, by the way. That was that Pokemon you saw earlier.
He was a legend in this precinct.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, there's that Snubble. Let's see a
It
better
was a
shot of him.
terrible tragedy losing him and his partner.
His partner?
His Pokemon.
That's a better angle. And
I'm
there's
sorry,
Charizard.
is this
So in that
Madeline?
background is a much
But I
easier
assure you,
way
he
to
is
see this
adorable
Charizard.
inside. How come you don't have a
There.
Pokemon? Saying you wanted to be a
And there.
Pokemon trainer when you were young. I understand.
And there.
But Tim, please
There's only
don't put this
computers.
all on yourself.
There.
If you were anything like
There.
your dad.
I was just...
Of course.
And there.
Of course. I can take you
And
over
there.
at once.
Nope. Almost.
There's all those logos here. I'm assuming it's in there. Sorry if I got any of them wrong.
This job.
yeah.
It demands a lot. But you are on his mind every day. He loved you more than anything else in the world.
It was nice to meet you, Lieutenant.
Yeah. Unfortunate. Yep, and then we have a Charizard again over here, and then... So here, there's an actual Charizard in the background here. He's going to his dad's apartment. Yeah. Psyduck, ooh, mysterious Psyduck. Also, it was on a poster in there. So that there's a poster that's, I guess, the 10th anniversary of Rhyme City. I guess it's coming up. I think it's a poster for, like, the parade that's coming up in a couple days in this time. And so there's a poster with a Charizard on it, and it appears a few times. I'll probably point out all of them, but yeah. So here he's looking at the awards and stuff that Harry Goodman, his father's gotten. So this is a room. I probably have it where he explains it, but I'll explain it here anyway. So when he was a kid, his dad left him to be raised by his grandma. His dad wanted him to move here, but he didn't want to, so he stayed with his grandma. But he made this room up for him in case he ever did want to come live in Rhyme City. This is like it looks kind of like his childhood bedroom. Yeah. So, got a bunch of Pokemon on the walls. There's a couple Charizards here. There's the one on the poster, and there's one on this poster as well. Poster there. So here, that scene, that one was a little bit of like a, maybe, cause it looks, so that little toy in the front, that sort of bluish black, looks like a Mega Charizard X. If I'm wrong, like if you know what that Pokemon is, let me know. And I'll try to put it in the correct video, but yeah, I apologize if that's wrong. But anyway, let's move on. So that was, sorry, I should also explain. That was him having a flashback of the day his mother died. That's what kind of led him and his father to become distant. Yep. So yeah, he's remembering that tragic event in his life.
Hey, little guy.
So now,
here.
this is him. This is Tim meeting Detective Pikachu. We're talking Pikachu. There's some awards in the background. I might have it a little bit blocked. It's so hard to really know. But yeah, so yeah, and so he's a stapler as a weapon to try to defend against him. Well, he didn't know it was a Pikachu at the time, so it was just like the closest thing to a weapon he could find at the moment. Anyway, and then he goes dropping it. Okay, so now that was an attack by an Apom, a Pokemon, much later. Talk about eventually. But in this movie, so there was a gas that they called the R chemical or the R gas, and so his father had a vial of the gas, and Tim released it into the air and opened up a window, and it caused an Apom to breathe it in, and then that was the Apom sort of attacking him,
which leads us now to this night market scene, and now he's trying to justify why a Pikachu can talk by thinking that maybe the gas was some sort of psychochemical, but, you know, it's not great because there's police officers here and they think he's on drugs. So, yeah, let's move on.
Unless you want Johnny to give you a one-way ticket to...
Okay, so now here, Detective Pikachu's explained, how his connection, which is that he was Harry's partner, and so now they're talking in this cafe, and you can see the poster. We're not going to actually see them talking, but we'll see the aftermath as well coming up here. Yeah. So, yeah, there's the Charizard on the
there I
poster.
was, in the middle of nowhere with a bad case of the forgetsy.
Hold up a sec. We're gonna need
Amnesia.
no. It has to mean something.
So then, yeah.
It brought us that magic.
So there. So they're sort of teaming up now.
Where are you going?
Okay, so now, so here, in this scene, they've gone back to Harry's apartment. We're now in the bedroom again. Detective Pikachu is combing through this bedroom, trying to find out something about his past, because as mentioned earlier, he has amnesia. Yeah.
No fingerprints.
So,
Open that up.
so
It
there's,
looked like my childhood room.
Should we talk about the fact that your childhood bed is a Pikachu bed? I'm sorry, can you speak up? I can't hear you. There's a connection, isn't there?
No. Before my father moved to this city and spent more time with Pokemon than his own son.
yeah, we got the Charizards in the background.
No, she's not.
Ah, my
His
clues!
mother. And so this is the next day. He spent the whole night on coffee. He's sort of addicted to coffee. Trying to compile evidence, or not evidence, but clues to his past. And you can see the sort of the badges here, so that's why I'm counting it as a Charizard scene. So anyway, let's move on.
What is all this?
It's not French. Papers and...
And so, yeah.
Critical!
Okay, so now, this is another thing that's kind of maybe a little bit controversial, maybe, but I'm counting the tattoo of this man. It's a Charizard. So in this scene, so we've skipped ahead. They found out the origin of the R gas to this underground fight club in Rhyme City, and we're gonna watch most of the fight scene. Which again, if you're watching this, and I really hope you are, you'll enjoy it. But like, oh, there's a chance you won't be seeing this. Anyway, so yeah, so this is a DJ / owner here. So yeah, he does like a bunch of announcements. Like he does, like in the anime, so it's kind of a little bit of a reference to both the video games and the anime here, where they kind of announce like the moves that a Pokemon is doing and stuff. So that's kind of his role here. Yeah.
Hit! Additional damage!
Yeah. So that's a fight. Yeah. So the Gengar and the Blastoise are fighting in this scene. So there's these bunch of louders that act as sort of the PA system. A bunch of random Pokemon appear. So yeah, he's got there he is, the owner guy on his tattoo. And then there's a Magikarp in here that'll become important later. Yeah, there's a bunch of Pokemon over here, yeah.
Gengar uses Shadow Ball!
Yeah.
We just need to find the someone.
Where's that Pikachu's partner? Go!
Wow.
So now he's confronting them.
Who are you? Well, that Pikachu Thunderbolt almost wrecked my prized Charizard.
And this is Charizard.
Oh. Scar's still fresh.
All I...
And you know what? He ruined my coat, man. Look at this.
I'm so sorry.
Forget the coat. Where's his shirt?
This is my place. And nobody comes into my place. And does that to my Pokemon
What are you looking at?
or to my coat.
Right, the coat. What are you doing?
Classic stare down, kid. First one to blink loses. Now stop distracting me.
Look. I just want to know why his old partner was here. That's all.
Okay,
And
so
I
now,
want a rematch.
okay, so now Gengar has beaten Blastoise in the background, and now he's challenging them to a rematch for the information to find out where the R chemical came from, more specifically. Yeah.
You give me my rematch? I tell you everything you want to know. Right. You're gonna win this time, okay?
So now he's using this R gas to rig the match because as you kind of mentioned earlier with the A palms, it makes the Pokemon go into a crazed state. That's important.
I've dealt with this putz before, so I'll just do it again.
So he's confident that he wasn't aware of the gas. So yeah,
Whoa! I forgot everything you said, Bull!
no, we got the guy over here, so that's his tattoo. And Pikachu was struggling to use his powers, forgotten how to use them. They're all excited because he's now fighting properly.
Hiya, Pikachu, wanna cry?
Talking to Pikachu.
I'm adorable!
So now, Tim has entered after he was cornered. And that's not good.
Are you crazy? Get out of there!
Yeah. Okay, so now Pikachu's trying to save Tim. So fighting. Because now he's entered the ring. Stop this. Gets hit. Falls. And the chemical, the R is about to be released here. Yep.
That's not good.
What's happening? Okay. And then he's still fighting now. The wings are causing the things to go everywhere now. All the Pokemon are fighting. Yep, and everyone's scared and running away.
The guy you were looking for wanted to know the source of art. It comes from the doctor.
Yeah.
That's all I know. But I think
So now he's running away. Now he ran away. Charizard left. And the Pikachu and the Magikarp are all left in the ring here. Struggling on the lighting system. There's that. Now it's being released from the R gas to see a Gyarados that's become from a Magikarp. Yes. So it's now splashed them out of the area. Here, there's.
I told you, man.
And then there's the Charizard on their uniforms.
You're under arrest.
So now they're going back to
I'm
this
not
the
following.
office.
That's not proof, sir.
Give me a minute. Harry's
We're
last
trying-
case, chemical.
We run an
Go
investigation.
for it.
So in this scene, Tim's trying to convince him that that Harry's not dead, because the Pikachu isn't dead, so maybe Harry is dead, and he's trying to argue, yeah, he is dead, and then we'll see how this goes.
Oh, yeah.
Charizard in the background there.
Tim, it's very difficult coping with loss.
In denial, I'm right.
I never wanted to show you this, but I think it's important.
I'm showing the car accident. Also just wanted to mention, I don't know why that's not a meme format. Like, I never wanted to show you this, and then cut to something. That would be funny. Anyway, we're gonna just move on now.
He's gone. Tim.
Yeah, so, the car crash and he's gone. And so this is them, sort of, coming to terms with Harry's death. So you can see the logo over here that presumably has a Charizard. Same over here. That one definitely has a Charizard somewhere in the little logo there. But yeah, so we're not going to really see much of this sort of morning scene. We're going to probably skip ahead. I don't remember where, though.
Should have gotten on that train.
Oh, that's Tim mentioning, he's mentioning how he had the opportunity, I think I mentioned that earlier, to come to Rhyme City, but he didn't take it. So now here's where I mentioned, like, the little car logo here, so it's a little bit like, is it actually, like, I mean, technically maybe it isn't, because we don't know, but I'm just assuming it is, because it is in other shots. So, anyway, this car is owned by Lucy, a reporter in Rhyme City that Tim has allied with. They've uncovered a secret base that the Clifford family owns, where that's experimenting on Pokemon because they need to find Mewtwo. Howard has talked to Tim and explained that Harry is in fact not dead, that Mewtwo took him somewhere, and so now if they find Mewtwo, they'll find his dad. So now here they are going to investigate that area, lab. So then, got them driving up to the lab here.
Look at the signs.
Oh, there's also a Psyduck.
Whoever
That's
staged this
Lucy's.
did an excellent job. Those signs are the perfect scarecrow for suckers.
Yeah, well, they're working on me.
So he doesn't believe that this is real.
Names look
Okay, that's the facility in the background.
Hey!
There's also one there. Okay, then there's this scene. So now we've cut to later. It's much later. So they've met Mewtwo, and it's been captured by who they believe to be Roger, Howard's son. And so they, but before that, Mewtwo showed Tim and Pikachu a vision where it made it seem like Pikachu had betrayed Harry. And so they sort of separated, and so now Tim, Lucy, and her Psyduck have come back to the city. It's about to be the parade day, as I mentioned earlier. And so we will see a few Charizard. Well, in this scene it's just this one, but there's also a Charizard float that will appear a lot. So yeah, let's keep moving. It's the best angle of there being.
I know what happened between you two.
Like right there, you can really see it on the logo. So, oh, that was the police uniforms. Yeah, then a bunch of the police uniforms here have like the the logo here. So I'm counting all these. So here now we probably have the first appearance of the float, the Charizard float that will appear a few times. Yeah.
So as you can see, we are more than happy with the turnout today. Thank you so much.
Mr. I need to speak with you, please. It's urgent.
Yeah, the Charizard float in the background. Okay, so, well, there's the poster here, but also the Charizard thing. So now it's been revealed that Howard was actually the one that took Mewtwo, and he is using this thing called the Neuralink that allows him to mind control Mewtwo, and he's revealing his plan to the citizens to merge humans and Pokemon together. So that's the Argas. So the Argas is coming out of out of the floats here, and it's releasing onto the crowd so that the Pokemon can go crazy, and that's what's necessary to allow Mewtwo to merge the humans together. Float there.
Don't let your Pokemon freeze again!
They're all being merged by Mewtwo.
This is Lucy Stevens reporting a citywide emergency.
And
Do
then there's
not
the
let your Pokemon freeze.
video sort of exposed, and then there's that one. Okay, so now we've cut to a little bit later. Pikachu has returned after finding it out a discovery that he wanted to tell Tim, but then found out that that Mewtwo is Howard now. So then he's come back to fight the Howard / Mewtwo. We can see a few of the Charizard floats around here, like there, back here,
No way of
there,
future!
one there, there,
Future!
right there. There was one there. And this is okay. So this is towards the end of the movie. We got the Charizard in the poster here, but so then they've unraveled Howard's plan, and they've disconnected the Neuralink. But at the time, Mewtwo was holding Pikachu, but in sort of the disorientation of that separation, Mewtwo dropped Pikachu, and so now he's being saved by Mewtwo. So here, so here now, Mewtwo is undoing the things that Howard did. You can see he's gonna blow up these balloons here, finishing the release, freeing them from. Yeah. So yeah, he freed them.
Never do that again.
Yeah, so he freed the citizens. He split them back out again, and you can see. So there's a Charizard here, but then also on the uniforms as well. So yeah. So this is they've been separated.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, you can see it a little bit better here on the little video here. I think it's CGI in this one. Okay, so now Howard is being arrested. So you'll see a few of the police symbols there.
Is that no matter what his flaws, deep down,
And there's one in the
I
background as
blame
well.
myself for not being there for him.
So now Lucy has just gotten a promotion. So Roger is her boss. He was actually not evil. It was revealed that Howard's Ditto was disguised as Roger. That's a whole Pokemon thing. I'm not going to go into it in this video. I've explained it a few times in the others if you want to watch those, and I'll definitely explain it in more detail in the Ditto one. But yes, so in here I'm counting the police logos. Yeah. Let's move on. And so yeah, now they're all excited, and yeah.
Meet me later tonight.
Cool.
Come on.
Separating and they're leaving. And there's the one in the background here. Yes, so that's at the end of the film. I don't know if you could see it, but there was a Charizard right around here. It was flying away. Yeah, so they're at that was Tim at the train station. He's about. The idea was that he was maybe going to leave, but in the end he decided to stay. So here we are in a sort of 8-bit recreation of the scene with, you know, Pikachu, Detective Pikachu, and Charizard. That's kind of cool. And then they're zooming in, and then there's a bunch of Charizard in this credit scene. This is the credits, by the way, if you didn't get that. Yeah, so this is it. They appear a bunch. It's a bunch of them. There's his Charizard, but on the tattoo and him, and then there's this scene. So that, as I always like to explain in these videos, that spiral, there probably were frames without. There might have been frames without Charizard, but since it was kind of a spiral that was in a pattern, chances are that Charizard was probably in all the frames. I can't confirm that though, so I'm sorry if that wasn't true. But yes, I hope you enjoyed this segment.
Now let's find out why people love Charizard. Now let's look at the fan art.
Hello, and welcome to the fan art section of the video. Nobody sent me fan art, so we're gonna do this deviant art instead. So we're gonna start with the first one because it's a Charmander. But the idea is that we go until we get an image that isn't a Charmander, or we get to the end of like the little gallery here, I guess. Okay, anyway. Let's start with this one. This is Charizard and Family by MCG Mark from 2018. So you can see a Charmander, Charmeleon, and Charizard. Really cool image here. Yeah. Then we got Mega Charizard from 2013 by Aqua Zircon. Okay, that's a really cool image here. Really cool pose. Almost looks like a logo, maybe, or yeah, almost looks like it could be like a poster art or something. Then we've got Pokemon Triple Charizards from 2013 by Sa Dewey. And so yeah, we've got all of the original Charizard, and then the Megas, and then the trainer, I guess. Yeah. Then we've got Family of Fire. Yeah, as you can, from 2016, so you can see it's, you know, Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard, and I guess that's maybe supposed to be Mega Charizard. Yeah. Anyway, it's from Wallek 05 from 2016, or maybe Warwick Wong design. I don't know. Then we've got Pokemon Charizard from Sa Dewey. It's got this cool art, another one that could probably be a poster. Yeah, then we've got Ashrine's Ho-Oh by Tamburella from 2021. This is Ash flying on Charizard, of course finding the legendary Ho-Oh, another Pokemon, and then Gen 1, this image again from 2015 by Einley, rather, got the starters again, so, you know, Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, Venusaur, Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard, Squirtle, Wartortle, and Blastoise. Yes, and then a trainer, I guess Red. But yeah, it's cool art, yeah. So Arvalis gives us Charizard on orthographic from 2015. I guess it's to show like what size it is in comparison to a human. And you can see this, like, it's a cool, different design, you know, almost looking like a real dragon, or how might it look in real life as of what they thought in 2015. Yes, and then so Mega Charizard Y here by TNT No 27 Okanami, probably. Okanekami? Yeah, probably that one. 2013, from 2013, yeah. This is Mega Charizard X versus Mega Charizard Y by Sadui, from 2014. It's, of course, yeah, I got the two Charizards in the sort of battle arena area. The two Mega Charizards, rather. And then Pokemon Charizard by Mark 331 from 2011. You got this kind of cool looking design here. Almost looks like maybe could be from like a fantasy game or show or something. Yeah. Then we've got Tamburella challenging Moltres from 2021 here. So we got Ash on his Charizard, and then of course Moltres, but then on the sides it looks like we've got Pidgeots, another Pokemon. These are all, yeah, of course, all Pokemon. Then we've got Shade of Shinon, which is gave us contest prize Fury of the Dragon from 2015. It's kind of cool looking design, more maybe realistic than the Pokemon games. Then we've got Mega Charizard Y, The Rise of Lizardon, from 2016, and you already know who Lizardon is, by Gan Lam Song? Anyway, then we've got this Charizard, by Dekunobu Kizakura, from 2017. This kind of a cooler, maybe more realistic design to Charizard there. Then we've got 004, 005, 006 Charmander, Charmeleon, and Charizard by Paradonix. I don't know. 29 from 2019. So you got the Charmander, the Charmeleon, and the Charizard, the cool looking things. They got like kind of blue tails, almost like they're, you know, like dinosaurs, where they got the spikes along the back, you know. Anyway, let's go on to the next one. Okay, so Charizard by Genzo Man from 2014. That's kind of cool. Charizard, again, kind of looks like it could be a poster. Yeah. Then we've got Choose Your Starter from Twarda 8 from 2013. And it's, you know, the 3 evolved starters in Gen 1. So you've got Charizard, Ivysaur, and Blastoise. Or actually, it's the Megas, isn't it? Yeah, it's the Megas. Mega Venusaur, Mega Charizard. I don't remember which one's which, to be honest. And Mega Blastoise. That's cool. Then we've got Renee Campbell art, realistic Pokemon Charizard's the name of the art, from 2013, and so this is from long before Detective Pikachu came out. They got this sort of interpretation of a Charizard. Then we've got Charizard number 006 from Kyuitsuku from 2015, a very stylized art compared, you know, to the very realistic ones we've been kind of seeing late in the last few. So it's kind of a fun little, maybe their own art style or something. Then we've got Mega Charizard X and Y by Lazy Amphi from 2013. You know, obviously it has the X and Y on there. Okay, then we got this one, which is what we did yesterday, and also not a Charizard, so that's where we have to end it. So thanks for watching this segment. Moving on, I guess. Bye-bye.
Thanks to everyone who submitted fan art. I'm not streaming tonight as I need to wait until I've talked about Rattata to evolve Charmeleon into Charizard. As for the Mega Charizards and Gigantamax Charizard, I'll have to wait until I've talked about the Gen 6 and 8 Pokemon respectively. Tomorrow I'll be talking about Squirtle. As always, this isn't my proper outfit and you'll see me tomorrow.